Yo, what's going on, guys? Cultimush back at it with the top 5 best PC hardware deals of the week. Some great deals this week, especially on AMD GPUs. If you're in the market for an AMD GPU, whether it's on the lower tier or even in the mid tier, there are some really good options right now, and I'll be going over them in a little bit. But first, let's start off with number 5, which is the Corsair CXM series CX450. It's a 450 watt modular power supply. I'm not gonna lie and say this is the highest quality power supply in the world, but for the price, it's listed at $50, but there's a 10% off promo code as well as a $20 off mail-in rebate. So if you take advantage of all of that, you'll get the power supply for only $25, which for a modular power supply, even though it's 450 watts, that's still a really good deal. I obviously wouldn't get a power supply like this and expect to power up something like a GTX 1070. But if you're looking to pick up, say, something like a GTX 1050, the upcoming GPU, or a lower tier AMD GPU, then something like this will work really well. And the fact that it's modular is a very nice bonus, especially at the very low price point. Moving on to number 4, you can pick up a refurbished Razer Black Widow Ultimate 2016 mechanical gaming keyboard for $70. It is refurbished, but considering the price these keyboards typically go for, around the $110 to $120 range, even being refurbished, this is a fantastic deal on a Razer Black Widow. This is actually the keyboard I use and I really like it. I mean, at the end of the day, for a lot of people, the keyboard doesn't play a big factor in your gaming experience, but for me, I much prefer using something high quality like a Black Widow. The mechanical keys are very nice, and to be able to pick up this keyboard for only $70, that's a really solid deal. I paid around $130 for mine, but I got a older edition and I got it a few years ago. $70 for this is really good, even being refurbished. Moving on to what most of you guys are probably going to be interested in, the graphics cards. So the Sapphire Radeon RX 460 is number 3. This is available on Newegg for only $100. It's a 2GB video card, and $100 is actually the MSRP for this GPU, but considering with this generation of video cards from AMD and Nvidia, actually, MSRP a lot of times is very hard to find these GPUs in stock for, but $100 for the RX 460 is pretty good. It is only a 2GB video card, but being a lower end video card, that's to be expected. Having 2GB is very limiting in higher end games, but it's not like it's game breaking, and with a GPU like this, you're probably not expecting to run every game maxed out at 60 frames per second anyway. You're probably the kind of guy looking to play games like League of Legends, World of Warcraft, and dabble in some higher end games at medium to high settings, and still maintain around 35 to 45 frames in the higher end games at lower settings. And with those expectations, the RX 460 does a really solid job given its price. Moving on to number 2, the Sapphire Nitro Radeon R9 Fury. The 4GB video card is available for $270, and there's a $25 off promo code, knocking it down to $245, which is an exceptional deal for the R9 Fury. This is a very good GPU. Ideally, you'll want to be gaming at 1080p with this graphics card, being that it is 4GB and the Fury has a lot of power behind it, but not quite enough to push a lot of the games at 1440p maxed out. I mean, you can game at 1440p, but it will be a little limiting. $245 for this GPU is really good, and even though it is not one of the focal points as far as GPUs people are looking at these days, still keep your eye on it, because I've been seeing the R9 Fury go lower and lower in price, and I could see this GPU being around $220 very soon. The current price of $245 is the lowest that I've seen it for, and for this price, it's a damn good deal, but again, I can see it going a bit lower. Finally, number 1, I was so happy to see this deal, guys, you won't even know. The MSI Radeon RX 480 is number 1. This is the 4GB model. This was supposed to release at an MSRP of $200. It's at $210, but we'll let that slide because there is a $20 mail-in rebate, and the same promo code that you can use with the Fury is also usable on the RX 480, knocking off another $25, so you can end up getting this GPU for just $165. That is an insane deal for the RX 480. Just a month and a half ago, you were looking at paying $250 for a lot of the RX 480 4GB, so now to be able to pick it up for $165, that's very, very good. And this GPU, from all the benchmarks that are available online, is very good at 1080p gaming. It just destroys a lot of games, especially at its price. You're playing games like The Witcher 3 at high and ultra settings and getting 50 frames per second, Deus Ex Mankind Divided, the Crysis games, Just Cause, all of the higher end PC games, they work really well with the RX 480, and a GPU like this lets you reap the benefits of PC gaming like higher end graphics, better frame rates, but at the same time, it doesn't really break the bank too much. $165 for a GPU, especially of this caliber, is an insane deal, and it's just crazy crazy to me to see what we can do at such a low budget these days. But at the end of the day, that's great for the gamer because now high quality PC gaming experiences are available at much lower prices. So that's gonna wrap up this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you pick anything up. Some great deals this week, especially on those video cards. If you've been looking at an RX 480, man, I would definitely grab that. That's just an insane deal in my opinion. So as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.